You could live your life on the laps of a harlot. You can also live your life pursuing money. But if you are going to observe the law of the burnt offering, you must understand that the way you live your life should be on the altar. The reason why this law is called the law of the burnt offering is because the burning, the expending of life, the expending of energy is going to be on the altar. And somebody would ask a question, why the altar? Why has God limited the way we live our life? The Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 15 that God put Adam in the garden to dress and to keep it. After the creation of man, the first thing that God did with man was not to give him a wife. The first thing that God did with man was that he possessed him with the ability of priesthood. The reason why God possessed man with the ability of priesthood, Paul tells us that our sufficiency is of God. 2 Corinthians 3 verse 6. So no matter how strong you think you are in the flesh, every one of us was created with an insufficiency. Paul tells us that that insufficiency can only be filled by God. And because of that insufficiency, the way you live your life for it to make sense would have to be on the altar of priesthood. That was why in the book of Luke chapter 18 and verse 1, Jesus tells us that men ought always to pray and not to faint. What that means is that if you leave the burning on the altar and begin to burn on other things, you are likely to faint. It's not something you use your spare time to prosecute. It is something that you live by, because of the insufficiency that God has given to man.